I also want you to know that I feel it's unfair you say that every time, that I'm concerned that you haven't felt love yet, because I kind of feel it's
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You already know what time it is, baby. Hey, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on that bell button for the notification of the what? Uploads, baby. And for those of you who are returnees, you already know what it is, baby. Mineral gang. Are you mad? You ain't got the minerals, baby. You ain't got the minerals. We're going to talk to you guys about Katie and Derek and Zach and Mindy. Yes. So again, if you ain't like, share, subscribe, you better do it, baby. All right, cool. So let's start with the Katie and Derek. I think it's very interesting between Katie and Derek because what we're trying to see now is the little boys growing up. I told you this day was coming. I told you this day will come when he no longer sees it through the pink roses. And listen, I don't know, maybe I have to watch it again to make sure, but this behavior of him saying he doesn't know when he's going to fall in love, I think it kicked in really kicked in or triggered when they had a conversation about the guy as well. Now obviously he mentioned it before then, don't get twisted. He mentioned it before then because then they had a conversation with, I think it was one of the professionals, right? And then she mentioned about that guy, and I think that just locked it in for him. Because remember, he's coming from a place where his parents have broken up, have been divorced. It must have been very painful, and from that, it's caused him to think about love in a different way. He's got a very idealistic way of doing things, a very idealistic way of thinking about things, and so therefore, for me, I understand where I may not fall in love with you a certain amount of time. He's actually protecting himself, and I'm here saying, listen, look, I think he bloody should. Because, like I said, when Katie wasn't honest about this guy situation and the feelings and etc., you weren't honest. So therefore, you can't be trusted. So now, my man can't rely on your truthfulness. And actually, if he didn't know and he was behaving like that, it's probably for the best. Because we don't know how you were going to move. Do you get what I'm saying? Up until the wedding day, you didn't know whether you're going to be with the guy or not, the ex-guy or not. So you're now expecting this guy to want to love you within the 8 weeks. It's because you need that safety. You need that comfort, right? Because you lost it elsewhere. But in terms of Kate and Derek, obviously, I think from what's really interesting, I think, between the two of them is the fact that, he said to her, look, I know you want me to feel like I should love you within a certain amount of time, but I just don't know if I'm going to do it. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. Like, and the fact is, obviously, she's been in love with two people before, but he's got an ideal way of thinking about it. He thinks about, like, I want to love one person, one person ever. Like, brother, it doesn't work like that, brother.
In a perfect world, we all fall in love once. I know I might be stretching.
Yeah, either you care and you love the person or not. Like, just choose, bro. Like, you can't. So, yeah, I mean, so the craziest thing is that, man, what was I saying? He said obviously as well, the crazy thing as well, he said obviously, he doesn't think he's ever had his heart broken or whatever, or he's waiting for the day his heart gets broken or whatever. And, again, when I heard that, I said, okay, now we're seeing where this lack of love is coming from. It is coming from the fact that it's not necessarily the heartbreak, but rather the fact that you've seen heartbreak. And almost as if you're expecting it because you've seen it happen between people who you trusted, which is your parents. And if they can't make it, how can you make it? And that's the kind of thought that happens to a lot of people who witness divorces and breakups with their parents, because that's your first kind of, they must stay together forever because they're my parents, right? And you expect it. And when they don't, it shatters your idealism, right? That, life is so simple. But actually, no, blood, these things do happen. Doesn't have to be your fate too, but it does happen. And I think that's where the fear is coming from, it's alluding from, and that's where it's working its way subconsciously into the consciousness of Derek. And I guess he's stopping himself from falling in love because then that stops him from being in a place like his parents were. And that's the biggest truth, I think. And I think Katie has a valid reason to feel the way she feels, because at the end of the day, I think after 8 weeks, you probably should be falling in love anyway. With that amount of time that you guys have spent, you're intense, you're in the same house, you are on the same holidays, etc. 8 weeks is even too long. You understand? But again, I think he said it again to create distance. It's to kind of almost like set her expectations at a boundary so that he can give himself room so he doesn't fall too quickly, or so that, look, do you know what, he doesn't put himself in a place where he's vulnerable. Because the moment I fall in love with you, I become vulnerable. I'm subject to you, because how I feel is also dependent upon how you're behaving. You treat me bad, I'm going to feel hurt. Do you understand? So I can understand where he's trying to protect himself.
Like a special hanging upside down kiss. Kind of cute. It's kind of cute in like a nerdy, dorky way. I can get down with some like nerdy, dorky stuff sometimes too. I'm not gonna like rain on your entire like nerd parade.
My foot's.
With Derek and Katie is the fact that obviously, you know, I just feel like the experts need to get involved here and actually discuss what's happened in the past to actually really get to grips with what's going to happen in the future. He will not fall in love with this girl if they continue this way. You know, it was, at the beginning it was about, oh, you know, I can see myself falling in love with you. Now it's a case of, well, I don't know if I can see myself falling in love with you in the next 8 weeks. So the tune has completely changed. What's changed? The fact that time has gone past and actually he's beginning to care, but he has to stop himself from caring. But if he's doing that, that's the most dangerous behavior, bro. Because at that point, when the girl then leaves, you've lost the girl and you've now caught mad feelings, bro. And you don't want to be in that position. Do you see me? Yeah. But yeah, with Zach and Mindy, crazy. I think Zach had a conversation with his sister, and I think that really just opened his eyes. And I think to myself, that is why having an opposite sex friend with a different perspective is so important, because they give you a different angle, they open your eyes to a different viewpoint, and actually they allow you to see the emotions of their particular sex. Because sometimes, especially,
I like show or not, I know she was nervous, and I know she wanted to impress you, which says a lot about a person, period. I would probably be pretty upset too. Right now, you're married.
as blokes, we don't always understand the emotions that go behind certain actions that we do, and we don't sometimes always see the emotion that comes from a reaction of a woman seeing being on the other end of our actions, you get me? Or vice versa, women don't also understand some of their behaviors that affect us as men, and so they need a male friend to kind of explain it. So both parties are in need of somebody of the opposite sex sometimes, just to give them a better understanding of what's going on. And I see that with Zach and his sister, when his sister actually was really shelling out some nuggets for him and just letting him know, listen, hey, Mindy's alone in this, you know. She turned her back on her whole family, you know, so that she could actually be this thing with you, and you're doing the buzzy and the bassy. My friend, fix up. There's no time for buzzy and bassy, you understand? So I can understand where, you know, I can really commend the sister for, you know, standing up to her brother and actually stating out some real things. You know, saying about the fact that, you know what, this is a process and you got to be committed to the process, like you should have been in the house, etc., etc. She said all those things, and I rate it, because actually that's what we mean by keeping someone accountable, is by being honest and actually saying some honest things to them, even if it doesn't you know, put them in the best light. It's important to do so. What was interesting was obviously when they were talking, Zach and Mindy, at the park or whatever, or the stream or whatever, blood, halfway through the conversation, blood, man's dog goes off and the conversation ends.
Riley, come here. Hey.
Am I a dickhead or am I a dickhead? Who are you doing that to, blood? How rude. Why would the conversation end after your dog is in the water? I don't understand. Do you get it? Does it make sense? Not only that, you know, she spoke about the fact that, you know, yeah, he sees her, he's always talking about intelligent talk. Brother, I've not heard one intelligent thing from this guy, brother. This guy talks in circles, bruv. Now, this is now the third person who said it. Derek has said it. Austin has said it. Mindy said it. They said he talks in circles. The brother doesn't talk clean. Why? Because he has no idea what he's talking about, bruv. He just bambles on. Do you understand? He just bambles on. Honestly, it's mad.
Hey.
Hey!
Happy pajama party.
Happy pajama party.
What's up?
I do rate the fact that obviously, you know, he's going to try now, and actually he comes around and does a face marks thing with her, etc., etc., plays cards. It's good to see that he's building those connections and the bridges. Whether it's genuine in terms of trying to build an attraction, it's going to be remain to be seen. But from next week's episode preview, it looks like, you know, they're getting close and she's got her legs wrapped around him, etc., etc. So it looks like it's getting there. And that talk with his sister obviously has played a huge part. So yeah, just to conclude, listen guys, I mean, I still have the reservations out for Zach. I just don't. I think he's still playing a nice role, trying to be a nice guy. I think he's just trying to make sure he stays intact with his image and reputation. With Kate and Derek, Derek is fearful, and we need to talk to one of the counselors about this fear, because that's the only way to overcome his fear is to talk to somebody about it. So yeah, guys, hey, I don't know, what's your thoughts around this? Yeah, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, and let's go from there. Appreciate you guys. Stay locked, stay loaded. More love.